Okay, guys. So we're gonna look at our history of Thanksgiving readings that you did, and you went ahead and just kind of skimmed through it, right? And what did you do in here already? Yeah, circled words that you, Jordan,
That we didn't know how to pronounce.
that you didn't know how to define, right? So what we're gonna do this morning is I'm going to teach you a new strategy, and it's called clicks and clunks. So actually go ahead and flip your paper over for me so we don't have any distractions. All right, what do you think of when you see this?
I see like a broken down car.
Broken down car. Okay, like an accident. Jordan, what do you think? Sorry. Go ahead. Okay, normal in the back, different in the front. What do you see, Desiree? Okay, can this car move forward? No. Okay, so I want you to picture this. When you come to a word you don't know what it means, a word that you can't define, I want you to picture you as a reader going clunk, okay? Because a lot of times I find that when y'all are doing independent reading, you just skip it and you keep reading. But you miss out on the meaning of those words a lot when you keep reading and don't stop and think. So when you come to a word today, I want you to think of this clunk, okay? So there's clunks and there's clicks. And clicks are words that you just automatically know. It's just like it clicks in your brain. You know what I mean when I said that? Okay, so when you come to a clunk, what should you do? Okay, but what if I can read it, I can sound it out, but I still don't know what it means? Okay, so if you don't have a glossary though, what's a strategy that you could use? Okay, but what if there's no one there that you can ask?
You can look in the text and see if the word goes in the text.
Oh, you can look in the text. So I want you to look over here. I have a little chart for us today. There's 4 different things that I'm going to teach you to do that when you come to a clunk. The first one is I want you to reread the sentence as though the clunk was a blank space. Okay? So reread it and then just kind of say, when you get to that part. And guess another word that might fit in there. Okay? So we're going to try that today with our history of Thanksgiving. Because there's a good chance that the clunk has a synonym. And we know that synonym means same. Good, Jenna. So a word that has the same meaning. Another thing that we could do, so if that doesn't work, then the next thing, Jordan, I want us to do is to reread the sentence with the clunk and the sentence before the clunk and the sentence after the clunk. Because sometimes, like Jose was saying, when we read before and after, it might give us some hints or some clues as to what's going on. The third thing, look for a prefix or a suffix in the clunk. Maybe we might see one of our Greek and Latin roots, like ped or man you, and then we're like, oh, I bet I can figure this out because of the prefix or the suffix in the word. And then last of all, break it into smaller, more familiar words. Okay, so if it's a long word but you know some words in there, let's chunk it up and see if we can figure out that clunk. Okay? So, when we start our passage and we get to a word that doesn't make sense, what are we going to do? Okay, Manny, what do you think we're going to do when we come to a word we don't know?
probably like search it up in the dictionary.
Ooh, I didn't see that we're gonna search it up in the dictionary on there. What did I say we're gonna do?
No. Put it as a blank space.
Okay, so all of these maybe are going to come from the text. All of these ways that we're going to look at it is still going to be just with our text. Okay. All right. So we said that when we come to a clunk, we're going to stop, and then when we stop, we're going to start by seeing if there's a synonym that could go in its place, because these are clunks and they're going to keep us from understanding what we're reading. So we're not just going to skip over them, right? No, we're going to stop and we're going to figure out what the clunk is, because that's going to make us better readers. So I'm going to start and I'm going to do it for you on the first one. Okay, so turn over your paper. All right, and I'm gonna just keep reading, and then I'm gonna stop when I get to a clunk. Okay, so just follow along with your finger. History of Thanksgiving. Every year, people in America celebrate a national holiday called Thanksgiving. This holiday always takes place on the fourth Thursday of the month in November. I'm gonna stop for just a second. My friends out there, it's too loud. Thank you. There is much more to Thanksgiving than the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, football, the dog show, and turkey. This is a holiday that honors the courageous. I don't know that word. So I'm gonna stop because that's a clunk and that's gonna keep me from understanding the rest of the sentence. So courageous, I'm gonna keep reading the rest of the sentence. Settlers from long ago, the joining together of Native American people and settlers, and the culminating, I don't know that one either. I'm gonna circle that one to come back to it too. Feast that took place to honor their bountiful harvest. Whoa, bountiful. Okay, so I have 3 clunks in this text, but I'm gonna first start with courageous. So I'm gonna read it as though, my friends, you're independent out there. This will be the last time I remind you. So courageous, I'm gonna see if I can find a synonym there, okay? So I'm gonna read that sentence with a blank. This is a holiday that honors the settlers from long ago. Well, we've been talking about these people that came to the New World from Europe, and I think that kind of had to be brave to leave your own world and come to a new world and settle. So I'm gonna see if that makes sense. This is a holiday that honors the brave settlers from long ago. You guys think that makes sense? Does courageous mean brave? From what other words you've heard people say, things you've read? Okay, so since this is a text I can write on, I'm gonna write brave above it. Why don't you join me in writing brave above the word courageous on your paper? We can't always write on text, but this one we can. All right, so I'm gonna look at my next clunk. The joining together of Native American people and settlers and the culminating feast that took place. I can't think of a synonym that can go in that place for culminating feast. So I'm gonna read the sentence with the clunk and the sentence before and after to see if I can figure out what that means, okay? All right, so stay with me. This is a holiday that honors the brave settlers from long ago, the joining together of Native American people and settlers, and the culminating feast that took place to honor the bountiful harvest. This holiday is Thanksgiving. What do you guys think I should do now? How can we figure out culminating? Suffix. Yeah, good, Jenna. Let's check for prefixes and suffixes. So I see ing. What do I know about ing? It's ing. It means it's happening right now, right? So for culminating, so I'm gonna make a guess that culminate is the word that happens before they changed it to culminating. All right. Yes. Okay, ing means happening in the present, excuse me. Culminating feast that took place. So I'm thinking when we have our culminating projects for a unit that we've learned, it's something that brings it all together. Or if they have settled, right, and they have done all these things and they're coming together to have a feast. What do you think, Desiree? Okay, yeah. So it's like the culminating feast. It's like the big feast. They've settled. They've made this food. It's the thing that brings it all together. Yeah, exactly. All right. So I want you guys to try with bountiful. Remember okay, so actually, let's write. What should we write above culminating?
Celebrate.
Okay. Manny, can you get your pencil moving? All right, and then I want you guys to do this together. That took place to honor their bountiful harvest. So what's the first thing you're gonna do?
The suffix.
What? Yep. Read it and have a blank in there, right? There's F-U-L. Huh. What else are you thinking? You can use your chart here.
Oh, I think I know what it is. I think bountiful means like, I read it and it says feast that took place to honor their bountiful harvest. I think it means like their grateful harvest.
Grateful harvest, okay. Desiree? Okay, so bountiful and beautiful sound similar. Okay, but those aren't synonyms. So we did look at, did we look at the sentences before and after? Yeah, you guys were looking around and you said it's this feast. So when you think of a feast, do you think of just eating a little bit? No, you think of eating like a lot of food, right? So I'm thinking this feast and they're celebrating and they've moved and they're honoring their blank harvest. What's a harvest?
Like, it's like a harvest where they have a big tree.
So Jordan, what does it mean when you harvest vegetables? You're getting them from your garden, right? So if they have a blank harvest and they're having a feast, do you think they had a small harvest or a big harvest? A big harvest. Okay. So bountiful is, when I think of bountiful, I just think of this. Can you just do like this? Like there's more and there's more and there's more. It's plentiful. If you said, no, I've had plenty to eat, that's like bountiful, okay? So let's read all three of those words again. This is a holiday that honors the courageous or brave, good, settlers from long ago. The joining together of Native American people and settlers, and the culminating celebration that brings it all together, feast that took place to honor, I keep saying honor, don't I? To honor their bountiful harvest. What did we say as a synonym for bountiful? They're big, plentiful. I want you to write plentiful, P-L-E-N. T-I-F-U-L. Okay, so it was my turn to do it. Remember that? I did that. I did courageous and culminating. Then it was our turn. We did it together. We did bountiful together. Now it's going to be your turn. I want you to, you see where your next subheading is? Who were the Native Americans? I want you to read this section. You see where I marked it off there? And I want you to stop if you see a clunk. Stop if you see a word that doesn't make sense to you. I want you to use one of your strategies, and I want you to see if you can write what you think it means. We're just gonna have time to do that for one word, okay? I'm gonna tell you a couple of words I don't want you to use just because they're names and they won't work for this strategy, okay? Wampanoag, that's the name of the tribe. Do you see Wampanoag? Uh-huh. So a lot of you circled that. It's just the name of the tribe. So go ahead and you can put a little note there that tells you it's the name. You can follow like I'm doing of the tribe. I see lots of hard workers out there. I'm going to remind you this is independent. Okay, so Wampanoag is the name of the tribe. There's another one, Massachusetts. That's a state, so don't use that word. Look here, you can follow on mine. This is a state in the United States. All right. Feel good? All right, I'm gonna watch the time and I'll give you about 4 minutes to read. Here are your strategies. I'm here if you need help, but I want you to try it, okay? You can circle them. I just want you to focus on one word for right now, though. No, because right now you're circling a word in here that's a clunk for you. And I want you to use one of your fix-up strategies to figure out what that word means. Their fertile land. All right, we're gonna share out in just a second. So yes, hang on to that. Desiree, hang on to yours. My girl's right here at table 3. I need you to move.
We didn't even do the
Okay, take the card with you. I can't hear on my video. So what's your question, honey? Yes, that's a great one to circle. Okay, so I'm gonna stop you. If you're not finished, then we can work together to finish yours. But I know that Jose's finished, and I think Desiree, you're finished with fertile. So let's work through it together, all right? And remember to speak up just a little so the camera can hear you. All right, Jose, what word did you choose?
I choose inhabited.
All right, everybody find inhabited on your paper. A lot of you circled that one as well. Okay, and what kind of fix-up strategy did you use to figure this out?
So I looked in the text. So when I looked in the text, I read that the Native American tribe that inhabited this area was called the Wampanoag tribe. So I took some words and put it in here and see if it will match. So I put the foot and that's the Native American tribe that this area was called the Wampanoag tribe.
Good. So Jose's saying what he did was the first fix-up strategy. He put different words in and decided if it matched or not. And he said took matches. And I would agree. So when someone inhabits the land, they come in and take over and live there. Okay, good. So that works, Jose. All right, Jordan, did you get to finish yours? Okay, what word did you choose? You have to speak up.
This one?
Okay, we were just in this, but that will work for now. Substantial. All right, which fix-up strategy did you use?
Oh, I used
The fourth one, okay. So you broke it into smaller words, okay, and what did you figure out? Substantial. Okay, so what do you think that word means, guys? Jordan didn't get to the part where he figured out what the word meant, but what do you think substantial means? He's right here. I hear another word in there. Go ahead, Desiree, what were you gonna say? Yes, Desiree, I'm thinking the same thing. If it can carry 102 men, which is what the text said, then substantial must mean that it's pretty big, right? Excellent job, Desiree. All right, Jordan, why don't you write huge or big? Everyone can add that to their substantial. Good. Okay, Desiree, what word did you choose? Fertile. All right, everybody find fertile. Right there for you, right there, right there. All right, read that sentence for us, Desiree.
They were skilled fishermen, hunters, and farmers. They knew how to make the most out of fertile and not.
What did you use?
At first I thought it was floppy because I didn't know.
Good. So you corrected yourself. Okay, so they made the most of their fertile land. So, Desiree? Right, so it's describing the land. Jose?
I think fertile means like a short word for fertilize means
What does fertilize mean?
like it's a land like that you can grow food in.
Okay. Healthy soil. Wow. Jose's really got his reading brain on. So if your parents put fertilizer in the soil, they're trying to make it healthier. So if their land is already fertile, Desiree, it's already like healthy for things to grow. So I think we should circle fertile and we should write what word, Desiree? Healthy. Healthy land. They knew how to make the most out of their land. And you know, I'm looking at the sentence before it, and the sentence before it says that they were skilled farmers. So they knew how to use that. Is that what helped you? Good, Jose. All right, Jenna, show me what word you did. Good. Strategies and techniques. So which one did you want to choose, strategy or technique? I gave you a hint. They're both kind of similar. That's why the author put them together. So let's circle strategies since it's the first one there. Circle strategies. Everybody see strategies? Right there. All right. What did I say these are? Strategies. So let's see if we can use what we know about these to figure out what they mean right here. Instructing them and modeling for them all of the different strategies and techniques that had been learned over thousands of years. Native Americans are becoming teachers to the early settlers. Manny, what do you think?
I think strategies are like something you use to help you do something.
Something you use.
You use it to help us figure out the words and the meanings and the definition of the word.
Good, good. Something you use to help you do something else. So basically, the Native Americans became teachers to the early settlers and taught them strategies. For what?
Has fertilizer.
Well, we're not. Well, it doesn't tell us in that sentence, but we have to read the sentence afterwards. Follow with me. Yes, these Native American people had already lived in this area for thousands of years, so they were experts in utilizing their natural resources. So they knew how to use their natural resources. So they taught, the Native Americans taught the settlers, the people who had just come, how to use their resources, and they gave them strategies for how to use their resources. Desiree?
Strategy is like when we're doing math, you give us like strategy like a method.
A method. Very good. Let's use that word, method. I like that. Different methods. What kinds of methods do you think they used for using their natural resources? I think.
I'm pretty sure it was fertile.
Okay.
Like they used fertilize for the research and food to eat.
Good. So you think it has to do with like the way that they're farming. So maybe the Native Americans taught the settlers how to farm. All right. I think that maybe they also taught them how to hunt. You think? Because if you look up here, and fish. Good. Because right back up here it talks about hunters, fishermen, and farmers. Good. All right, and Manny, last one. Which word did you circle? Ooh, devotion. Religious devotion. Well, what did you do? You go first.
Well, I tried to read the sentence before.
Good.
After.
Good. But did it help? And sometimes it doesn't help, right? But that's why there's all these different fix-up strategies, okay? So then what'd you do?
Well, I tried to find a brief answer. I saw re in religions, and I saw shun and
Devotion. Good. So re in religious and shun in devotion. Do you know a word that is similar to devotion? Devote. Have you ever heard devote? Okay.
it sounds like they're like, I think like they're voting for something.
Not quite. I know you hear vote in there, but Desiree? Okay. So what if you're devoted to something? What if you say, sounds like promoted, okay, but what if I'm like really devoted to teaching you how to use clunks?
Really confident.
Passionate, confident. Jordan, I wanted to hear what you had to say. Okay, yeah, so if you're devoted to something, you are kind of like determined, or you are committed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're committed, so if it says, let's look at your sentence, Manny. A pilgrim is someone who goes on a long journey or voyage as an act of religious devotion. So they did this because they were committed to their religion. You see? Okay. Desiree?
I wanted to say, because when he first said it didn't work because he couldn't go like after because there was a period.
Okay. Yeah. So sometimes it depends on where it is in the sentence as to which strategy we use. And does the first strategy you choose always work? No. But guess what you also practiced today? Perseverance. You kept going and didn't give up, and you also didn't skip the word. That's what Miss Nolly really wants you to work on, is not just skipping it and keep reading. Okay? Yes, we're going to keep reading around it, but don't just keep going and not worry about it, because clumps, do they help you as a reader? No. If you're not understanding your word, then you're not going to really understand a lot of what you're reading most of the time. And so we worked on figuring out the meanings of words that don't make sense to us. This is important because it helps us become better readers, and this is something I want you to try to do during independent reading. So if you let me know that you're doing this during independent reading, then I will give you a sticker on your chart. Okay? Another thing I want to show you real quick as we're wrapping up, next time we meet, we're going to fill out what's called a learning log. And in your learning log, there's all these different strategies that I'm going to teach you. But the first one today was clicks and clunks. And in here, you're going to look at clunks from the first section of our reading, the second section, and the third section. You see that? And so we'll just kind of record what we did. We already have it on our paper, but we'll record it on our learning log next. Okay? Great job today. Thank you for your engagement. And I'll keep these. Okay?